Greetings everyone, and welcome to this video that I decided to randomly make since I'm working on my mod. But before we get started, if you would like to know what I did in this video, then you will need the following. Psych Engine, something you can make your sprites or just sprites in general, something to make music or you just have music in general, and time and patience. Also, this is all done on the computer since I don't think Psych Engine works on mobile. Anyways, enough lollygagging, to the actual video. Now obviously, boyfriend, or whoever will be your player, needs to battle someone, so you need to have sprites. I personally use both Clip Studio Paint and Adobe Animate for my sprites. Clip Studio Paint is what I use to sketch out the animations for the sprites. Now, big tip here, draw all the limbs needed in the sprite, their head, hair, arms, legs, etc. The body parts may look like they're overlapping, but they won't be in the final piece when you animate them the right way as seen here. When making the sprites, make a new layer for each limb if needed and label them too. Don't draw them on one layer. If you want to shade or highlight your sprite, use the pencil tool and get a brighter color that you won't use. In my case, it's red. And make a line for where you want to shade. Friday Night Funkin' uses cell shading, so don't worry about fades. To start making your sprites, you first go one by one and turn all of your limbs into symbols. Make sure you set the mode to graphic or it won't work. After you turn all of your limbs into symbols, you copy all of the layers of the limbs. Then, select all of the limbs on the stage and convert that into a symbol, and name this one your idle animation. Now that you have this full symbol that represents your idle animation, you're gonna want to, well, make the animation. Delete the unnecessary layers that aren't part of the idle symbol, and then double click the idle symbol. You will see one layer that has your limb symbols all in one. Remember when we copied our limb layers? Paste those layers and then move them to where your placement of the symbol originally was. Delete the layer 1 layer. And now you're ready to animate the idle animation. Add 7 blank frames and then move the cursor to the 5th blank frame and move your parts you want. Note for the other animations like up, down, left, and right. Don't make the animation have a lot of animation, like with this animation with Zizzy. Have the start frame already facing / starting the motion. This is because in game, if you want to have a note to hold down for your character, the character will look like they're spazzing. It's fine since you can't avoid this all the time, but this is for those who want to try and avoid it. After you move the limbs, select the beginning frames to the keyframes you just made and create a classic tween. After that, add more frames to make it up to 15. Then select the animated limbs and select keyframe of each frame. Do these steps for all the animations needed. If you want to make another pose because you don't want your character to be stiff, you can draw out a new one and make it a symbol like before, or duplicate a pre-existing symbol and redraw it. If you want a more simple tutorial for making Friday Night Funkin' sprites on Adobe, here is a video, I'll link it down below too. When you are done with the sprites, make sure to make the health death icons. The icons are on one file and are like this. If you want no change like how GF's icons are, just duplicate the left one and move it to the right. Now to the Psych Engine part. After you are done downloading and extracting it, make sure you do not put your custom stuff in the assets folder. To add your character, go to the mods, images, characters folder and then drop your PNG and XML files in there. And then put your health icons in the mods, images, icons folder. To add your music, go to mods, songs folder and make a folder with your song name, and then add your inst.ogg and voices.ogg files. You can also just have an inst.ogg file that has both instrumental and voices, but it will be harder to chart if the voices blend in with the instrumental and you can't hear it. Now go to Assets, Data, and add your character name to the character list file and save it. Boot up Psych Engine and when it loads up, press enter and then 7 when the menu loads up. Go to Character Editor, select an opponent to use, and add all of the info of your character like so. You can also change the offset just by using your arrow keys. After you fix everything, go and save the character and put the JSON file in Mods Characters folder. To make the week with your character, go to the menu, press 7, and select the week editor. Note, if you want a custom week icon instead of the defaults, you would have to make your own, like this. But I'm having older BF be in week 1, so yeah. On the week editor, change the names of your songs to the custom song names, and then go to free play and edit what you need as well, like the icons. After you are done with everything, save your week. If you want to have your character on the story menu, drop the character's PNG and XML files in Mods, Images, Menu Characters, and then go into Menu Character Editor to make the JSON. If you just go into the week, it won't have your character change, so go into free play or press 7 on the songs and change the opponent to your custom character. If you have a custom song, change the name of the default song into your song's name, then reload the audio, and clear the chart to make your own. There are other info or instructions on the screen to help with charting. Make sure you save these into their own folder with the same name as the song in mods data. And that's basically how I did this and this. I don't know if I'll make a Discord server or not to continue the help or not, since I myself am still new to this. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day or night. Goodbye.